Hi, I'm Andrew with Burch Barrel. Today we're going to show you how to unbox your Burch Barrel and get it started up for the first time. You're only going to need two tools to unbox your Burch Barrel the first time and assemble it. That's a knife and a Phillips head screwdriver. First thing we're going to do, pop your straps. Once your straps are removed, you're just going to lift the whole top of the box upward, and all the additional pieces of packaging are going to fall out. After you unbox your Burch Barrel for the first time, you're going to find the assembly instructions inside. This is going to be your trail guide for how to assemble your Burch Barrel for the first time. We're going to remove the plastic and then start assembling. All right, now that we have part one of two unboxed, we're going to make sure that all of the like items are going with each other. So the tripod head we're going to save for later, that goes with the legs, part B. We'll focus on part A. First thing you want to do is assemble the grates inside of their collars or pans. The first one we have is the coal pan with the grate installed already. That's easily removable. We're just going to place this on one of the 9 Trackster settings. The next thing we're going to do is take the grill grate with the lock collar, that's the silver part here, and just set this simply on top of the barrel. Next step is taking your lid, placing that indexed properly onto the lock collar. Once we have that done, we're going to open up the box of all the attachments and fittings. The next step of the process is to assemble the lid handle. We're going to first take these 4 components that we just took out the plastic, remove the sleeves from the 2 screws, and grab the base plate. We're going to put the screws with the head facing the hook side through the base plate and flip over the lid. Once the lid is flipped over, we're going to want to feed these 2 screws through these 2 holes. Now that we have the screws fitted through the holes on the lid, we're going to take the sleeves, which have a concave shape on one side and a square shape on the other. The square shape will go against the lid, and concave will face the actual handle. Now that we've fit these 2 together, we will thread them and then tighten them. Next, we're going to take our pre-assembled turnbuckles with our quick clip, and we're going to remove the screw heads and attach them to the lid. Now you're going to notice that there are 3 turnbuckles that are floating independently in that box we just opened. You want to make sure that we tighten these down all the way before we assemble the next step. Usually you can do that by holding onto the hook, the tail end, and rotating, tightening clockwise with that turnbuckle until they're completely bottomed out. Next, we're going to attach the turnbuckles with the hook to the barrel on 3 sides. Now that we have the barrel assembled, we're going to move on to part B, which is assembling the tripod. We're going to take the lower section of the leg, which is identified by the clutch action lock, and grab a foot and thread it on. Now that we have the foot assembled on the lower section of the leg, we're going to assemble the hardware onto the lower section of the leg, which is right here. And repeat 3 times. Now that we have the 3 lower portions of the legs assembled with feet and hardware, we're going to take the pistol grip slider and assemble it, which is done very simply. Now we're going to slide it over the top portion of one leg. Once we do that, we're going to assemble the top portion of the leg with one of the sections of the lower leg. Now we have the pistol grip slider attached to one fully assembled leg. We're going to assemble the rest of the legs and then put them in the tripod head. Now we have all the legs assembled with the pistol grip on one of the legs. We're going to make sure that we put a little bit of lubricant on the threads just to make sure they thread in properly and don't have any extra abrasion. First and most important leg is going to be the one that has the pistol grip slider on it. We're going to index that and align it with the rollers for the cable. This is imperative to your functioning birch barrel. Once it's partially threaded in, we're going to flip it upside down just to expedite the process. Finish threading. Now that all three of the legs are attached in proper order, we're going to flip this right side up. And then set up our barrel, indexing these loops to match up the turnbuckle hooks. All right, now we're going to show you how to put your birch barrel onto the tripod for the first time. Usually doing it with two people is really easy. We're going to show you how to do it with one. First step is take the lid off with the grate. Then we're going to index all the turnbuckles upward with the hooks facing outward. Now is the important part. We're going to bear hug this barrel. We're going to attach the furthest point and then attach the two lateral sides. Grab our lid, place it back on top of the barrel. Now that we have the barrel assembled, the tripod assembled, and everything attached properly, we're going to make sure the product is actually level so that we can use it appropriately. First step is to raise the lid about 3 to 4 inches and identify whether the lid is level with the barrel. Obviously it's not. So we're going to fix this by adjusting the legs up and down to get the cooking surface level and then also match the lid perfectly on top of that. First step is to stand on the foot, release the clutch, and use the lid for a plumb bob. All right. Now we can see the lid is almost perfectly aligned with the barrel. We'll drop it down just to check if it lines up perfectly. And it does. Now you're ready to cook.